Where do I begin?
So quick tip, if you do not like to give your money up so easily to the streets, I don't like to eat outside too much, especially now. I'm saving every dime. I always do, really, but now that I'm in between jobs, I'm definitely not spending money in the street. So I carry peanuts with me. If you don't have a peanut allergy, I recommend, because peanuts have a way of subsiding your hunger pains. So for me, when I get hungry, it hits hard. Like, it's not like something that you know, escalates slowly. It's like a pow in the stomach. It's really random and really weird. You can just take peanuts on the road with you. I take lemon water with me. It's already in my bag. So cute.
Thank you.
I'm taking a break from looking for a job. I've been applying for jobs all morning, and I just came across one that I love so much that I got scared. And now I'm like, I can't do this. I can't correct this cover letter. I don't want to fuck it up. So I want to wait for my career coach friend. She's not, well, I guess I can call her a career coach. She's really dope. Like, she knows her stuff. And now I want her to read my cover letter before I send it in. But I also don't want to wait too long. You know, someone might snatch this job up from me. And it doesn't pay well and it's part-time, but I don't care. It's like the dream job that could lead to so many wonderful things for me. And I really want it. I don't know, I might just believe in myself, you know, relax my mind and start the cover letter. Anyway, so I'm taking a break from looking for work online all day because it's almost 3 o'clock, and that is what I've been doing since like 8 in the morning. I recently sold this deck of tarot cards, Radiant Rider White Tarot. This is, I think, the basic cards. It comes in a tin, this pretty tin. So I bought this when I was taking classes online to learn how to read cards. I really enjoyed her class. If you are interested in learning how to read cards, I recommend this class that I took on udemy.com. Udemy is pretty cool. I've taken a few classes on there. Really inexpensive classes, like $10, $15, $20. And then you have access to those classes forever. You can go at your own pace, meaning you can log in, take an hour today, log out, finish it up tomorrow, the next day. It's at your pace. You have access to it forever, meaning you could, like classes that I took 3 years ago, I still have access to. All I have to do is log in and retake it if I want to, if I want a refresher or something. It's not even about Udemy or anything like that, but just so you know, whenever I feel stuck or bored, I take a class. I always take a class. I love to learn anything and everything, and now I feel like the more unique it is to me and my lifestyle, the better it might be to change who I am. Not who I am, but who I come across, like the kind of people I meet, the kind of places I go. I want to throw pebbles, you know, into the water of my life. I want to cause ripples. I want things to change. I want to see the world. I want to see things that I don't know and I never even thought of. So if you decide to take a class that has nothing to do with you and your background and your profession, that's cool too, because that's just looking for adventure. I love to wrap up whatever I sell, add a little thank you note, and get my money. I wanted to tell you that if you're like me and you're looking for a job and busting your ass, don't forget to go outside. You have to get sunlight. You have to get vitamin D, even if the sun is not out like today. Today is a very cloudy day, but you need fresh air every day of your life. I wanted to I wanted to introduce you to my friends at the post office, but they didn't feel like they were camera ready. And I'm like, I've been super busted on camera, but of course I understand people who don't want to, you know, they want to look their best on camera. Me, it's like, I'm showing you kind of like my life here, so my life sometimes is this. Actually, most of the time is this. This is my friend. He works at the bodega, my local bodega.
You too?
Yeah, you too. I told you a million times.
Yeah.
He's so funny. I love him. He is like such a jokester.
I'm funny but no money.
You funny but no money. You see what I mean? You're so oh no honey. He's like,
don't worry, be happy.
so this is my local bodega. Back in the day, I would load up on junk, but now I just buy now laters. Back in the day, I would buy things like honey buns and potato chips and ice cream. I used to rack a lot though from the bodegas, like all the time. You know what I used to love when I was little? These. Oh my god, I love them. Love them.
59 cents.
What do you think? Look at you, camera shy. He talks so much, but once the camera comes, he don't want to talk anymore. Where's Cherry at? You ran out of Cherry again?
No, cherry vacation.
Oh, Cherry's on vacation. Thank you for letting me record. I'll see you next time, okay? You know, I'll see you in like 2 hours. I'm a little emotional right now because I got a text from my mother. Just saying hi, and we recently started texting, and she texts hi randomly. Like, she sent me a birthday, on her birthday she sent me a picture of her and my siblings and a birthday cake and all that. And I got angry when I saw the photo. And I spoke to my sister, I spoke to John about it days after. Like, I let the feeling, I didn't want to say that I felt angry, so I just didn't. And I let days pass before I expressed how I was feeling. I guess I just get angry that it was whack. Or rather, it's like random bursts of anger when it comes to my mom, because it's so regretful, you know. It could have been nice, it could have been decent, but there's a lot of damage done, and I'll never see past it. It's too much to see past. It's too thick, it's too intense, and it's very real. It's not stuff you can get over, because it's like in your DNA now. There's nothing you can do about it, and she's to blame. So I live with it. I'm not rude to her or anything like that, but I think she expects me to be like more buddy than I am, and that's impossible. Like, you have to take me as I give myself up to you in the doses that I do, because there's no way that she knows better than to pressure me. But I think when she doesn't hear from me, like when she sends me photos of herself and random hellos and things like that, and I don't reply, I think it might worry her. Like, she might think I'm dead or something like that. So I don't consider things like that, because I also don't care. Like, I don't care if she thinks I'm in danger or whatever. I can't reply to her all the time, because when I'm angry, I can't fake it. When I'm hurt, I can't fake it. And lately I just think of her and I am mad.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by.
Enjoy the moment. We have a nice Very nice Friday in progress. Sunshine with a few wispy clouds. Temperatures are above normal for this point in January, climbing into the upper 40s this afternoon, and will still be in the 40s as we go into the evening. But check out your headlines for Saturday. It'll be a wet and windy day. Rain begins around mid-morning tomorrow, and then it becomes heavy at times for the afternoon, and winds could gust as high as 40 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. There could also be some coastal flooding if you live near a coastal area. But here's
I'm listening to Mystery of Love by S2E2. It was featured in the Call Me By Your Name soundtrack. I love that song. It's so beautiful and soft. Something about it is just perfect. The melody, the lyrics that you don't really understand, but you feel them. It's a beautiful song. I'll link it below. Anyhow, listening to it, right, with both headphones plugged in, completely drowned everything else out. I felt like I was alone on earth, and it wasn't scary. Thinking about what I said and how I described The Mystery of Love, the song by S2E2, and how I said I don't understand the lyrics. If you make something, if you create something, and people don't feel it or don't understand it, or it's okay. I love this song. It's beautiful. It touches me. It makes me want to cry. But I have no clue exactly what he is referring to. It sounds like it might be very, very personal. If you ever read a poem or something and it moves you, but you don't understand it, just because we're connected by the human experience, love and loss and things like that. But if I sit here and I write a poem about today and this, I could word it in a way that you won't even know I was at this pier. And it's just like with that, with the song Mystery of Love, which is such a gorgeous name because love is a mystery itself. The saddest part of humankind and humanity is that some people are so drawn into the hype that they kind of lose touch with their that side of them, that depth inside of them that makes them a living thing, and that's why a lot of people can't feel certain, like, that's why some people don't go to museums, don't give a damn about art, don't give a damn about like music, and it's because they just completely lost that part of themselves that's alive, that's a living thing. Wait, so yes, don't worry about what people say about what you make. Whatever you make, it's truly from your brain, your mind, your hands, your eyes, your experience. It's a. That's why, you know how they say everything a painter paints is a self-portrait, because it is for the most part. It always is. It comes from someplace deep, unless you're commissioned. I've never been commissioned, but I've been asked to paint things for people, and I'm like, I never want to. So. Start with Horse Girl because it is fresh in my memory and I just saw it. I love this movie, and just so you know, it got bad ratings, and I just don't even trust ratings anymore. I don't even trust word of mouth anymore, because if there's something that's trending and there's an actor or an actress that's really popular and trending, everyone will say, oh, that movie was great, when it wasn't. And I go to the theater thinking that it's going to be great, and it's mad boring or whack or flat. People hype things up OD now. It's like people are afraid to say, hey, I didn't like that movie that you liked. You could disagree. So first let me shout out the main actor, Alison Brie, I think her name is. She was so convincing in it. So good. I was really surprised. I like her from Glow and all the other things, but I didn't expect this kind of level for her. I don't know why I didn't expect anything from her, but it was a really nice surprise. Like, she had me like this. She had me instantly captivated. Molly Shannon also was really nice because she was just as tender as you hope someone to be in a person's life that's going through that. Like, for me, that was my friend Camilla. I posted a video a while back about my anxiety and my art. So a few years ago, I went through something intense mentally. I was afraid to eat food, afraid to drink water. Everything felt like it was choking me. And I had never seen a therapist, never even really heard of mental illnesses in depth, like to know them by name. So I had disassociation, I had anxiety, I had all sorts of stuff. It was the scariest thing I ever went through my entire life. I have had it rough as a kid. I've had it rough. I've seen some shit. But this that happened to me a few years back, made me feel like I had never been so scared in my life. And one of my biggest fears, I'm just gonna say it, like, whatever, don't feel anything, just hear me out. One of my biggest fears when I was little, I remember, was when my dad would come home drunk. Like, I can feel my heart pounding through my chest. Fucking scary, 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 scary. Like, I can still physically feel it. But it was nothing compared to what I felt when I started to, I was afraid I was losing my mind. I was afraid I was going crazy. I know it's not nice to say things like that, but when you're experiencing shit, you could be as hard as you want. And I thought I was going crazy. My sister didn't know what to do. My husband didn't know what to do. It was a fucking scary mess. So she starts to unravel in that way. And for her, she has family members. I think her mother, her grandmother, and her mother and grandmother, they both had schizophrenia. So she has a very normal, very quiet, very regular life. And then she starts to slip away slowly. Like, she starts to feel like she's being abducted by aliens. She doesn't know if it's dreams or if she's actually being abducted by aliens. And being normal and then starting to experience that, it scares the shit out of you, because that's how I felt. Like, I was a normal girl, like confetti, tears here when I'm sad, regular life, regular on the surface, on the level things. But when you start going deep, when you start experiencing these strange things mentally that you can't see or feel, and no one could say, hey, I also see that red ball on the floor. It's not like, oh, my curtains are yellow. It's not something that people can see. Then it becomes scary, because you're like, what is this other world? But it wakes you up to the other world. So I feel like that's why people say they're happy they went through what they went through, because they would have been in the shell if not. And it's true. I've never been so scared in my life, but I'm so thankful that I went through that, because it really opened me up. So she's in the midst of it, and I was so sensitive to it. She's in the midst of it. She's scared out of her mind. She's crying to her friend, like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And I remember being like that at work. Camilla, I wish she was here to tell you. I called her over. I was like, yo, I need to talk. And I just bawled out, crying, trembling. What's wrong with me? I kept saying, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Because I started to feel disassociation, but I've never heard of disassociation. So I didn't know that it was a thing that people go through. I've been through mad shit in my life. I have been surrounded by alcoholics, drunks, child abusers, wild shit. I would come home and see my dad bloody on the floor because he cut himself on the regular, and I would see chunks of blood clots, like blood everywhere. And that was like nothing for me. I'll see him and go back outside and play. But mental disabilities, I've never heard of them when I've been surrounded by them my whole life. So feeling like you're going crazy is mad scary. Anyhow, so I started to disassociate, meaning I would go outside and I just feel like outside was a TV. Like, nothing felt real to me. It didn't feel real to me. That's the best way I could describe it. How I was so sensitive to everything this character was going through, the fear and everything. And what made me so happy at the end was that she basically trusted herself. That is the answer to all of this. When the world thinks you're nuts, my sister didn't think I was nuts, but she was scared, and I was scared, and she was scared to have my nieces sleep over with me when they've been sleeping here since they were babies. So she didn't want her children here alone with me, and I understand that's their mother. She's a fierce protector, but that made me think I was really crazy. My sister was not afraid of me. I was afraid of me too, because she's afraid of me, you know what I mean? So I've gone too much about the movie, and I most likely ruined it for you, but it just made so much sense to me. The alien abductions, first of all, she was freaking out because her heart had not been open to the idea that there might be other life in this universe. So when you're so closed in your bubble, aliens can scare you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the idea of aliens can scare you. The only thing that for me is like, it's still a question mark, is the loss of time. Thank goodness I've never experienced anything like that. Like, one minute you're in the shower, the next minute you're butt ass naked, wet at work. You know, there's no accounting for that time. But I've never been through anything like that, and that is the one question mark that is like, damn, what do you do? But it's an excellent film. I hope I didn't ruin it. It's really good. And shout out to Molly Shannon again. Like, that kind of character is so necessary for a girl so delicate. Shout out to my friend Camilla, who was there for me. She would constantly tell me, it's okay. You're literally, like, she was so awake. She was like, this is a cleansing. You're going through a healing. You're going through your next chapter, but it's very scary right now. So she's so wonderful. So that movie led me to want to recommend something else to you, which is an alien movie. It's about an alien and time and death. And it's the most beautiful movie. I don't have a favorite movie because I have like 5. But if I had to, like if someone put a gun to my head and said, you better pick a movie, I would pick Arrival. Arrival is my go-to movie. If I'm feeling melancholy, if I'm feeling weird, kind of sad, and I don't know why, and I just want a little peace and quiet, I'll put on Arrival. Arrival is with Amy Adams, who I love. Arrival is an excellent movie about aliens coming to Earth and an unexpected event, pretty much. What leads to that is unexpected, invaluable information that the aliens give onto us, and it has to do with a sense of time and a sense of, you know, there is no beginning and no end, pretty much. It's just, you can experience it, you can revisit it in your mind. It is as real as it ever was. So if you lost someone, they're still alive in time. It's really good. It's a great film. And she started feeling she was losing her mind. It's so funny now that I think about it. She was afraid to tell people because she was so confident in her skills. Then she was like, okay, I'm not OD gonna cry in a corner. I'm confident in my skills, but something is happening in my brain, and I'm not going to tell anyone because they're going to lock me up and they're not going to let me help, and they needed her help. Anyway, excellent film, Arrival, and it's a beautiful soundtrack as well. So 3 is Kidding. Kidding is a show, a tragic drama, I think it's called, or no, tragic comedy. I don't know how to combine the words, but that's what they're calling it. It's with Jim Carrey, and it's excellent. So Jim Carrey's character is something like Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and he is a truly good human being, but he experiences a loss, he experiences pain, but no one allows him to show that pain and that loss because he's supposed to be Mr. Rogers all the time, and he's like, yo, I have to bring reality to the kids so they can know how to deal with things when it happens to them. I have to express myself. I can't act like this didn't happen. But they don't allow him to try to control him, and then it shows you what happens when you do that to someone. They implode. It's excellent. It's very heartfelt, very sad, funny. You know, Jim Carrey's the man. It's called Kidding. Ayana Williams has a new EP called Love Box. I went to the listening party the other day. I have that on tape, but I'm working on it for my next vlog. I'm so thankful I'm learning to keep these down to like 20-25 minutes. Anyway, so she released 5 songs in that EP, and they're all really good. I did not expect that. She's my friend Camilla's friend, and I just went with Camilla like, let me go out with my friend, and that's it. But I was feeling every single track. Like, I was sitting there like smiling at her. I was like, oh, it doesn't feel weird, but I was like just smitten, taken away. Every song is from a personal experience, so you know it's real, so you know it's good. Looking forward. I'm looking forward to The Invisible Man. That looks really good. Again, the trailer OD'd and showed everything. I would have loved not to know that eventually, you know, her friends believe her and they see that she's not going nuts. Even though, of course, that's where the movie's gonna head, but I would have loved not to know that. Looking forward to the Stavros Niarchos Library opening in New York. It opens May 17th. It's 8 floors. It's super modern. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be there, and hopefully I can record because I think I have to ask for permission. Anyone could record on your regular phone, but because I carry a tripod and it looks like it's expensive and professional, people think I'm like media related and they don't want me to record, but everyone, their cell phones is recording, you know. Anyway, Anyway, I'm going to try and record and bring it to you so you can see the modern library. Even though I do love the old ones, but the modern ones come with modern classes and modern equipment, and you gotta love that because you need that. Shout outs. Shout out to Crissle's commentary on the Snoop Dogg situation. Crissle's, I love her. I love her so much. Okay, so there's a few people, podcasters that I love. I don't always agree with them, and that's okay. But for this one in particular, what happened with Gayle King, I felt like the people that I really admired, they were not saying, like, I don't know, like, I felt like they were kind of not feeling it the way I felt it, not seeing it the way I saw it, and nothing that they were saying was helping me grow or change my mind. So there was no learning from what they were saying. I was just like, what? What's happening here? Am I in the Twilight Zone? But Crissle, she went in, everything that she said I agreed with about the Gayle King situation. Everything she said, it was exactly what I was thinking. And I'm happy to see I'm not alone. But sometimes you gotta be alone in your own feelings and your own thoughts, and it's okay. So that is it. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next one. Peace.